Hey guys, SGT Nickel here today, and I wanted to talk about prepping again, and sort of a lot of people's mentality when it comes to prepping. And I see lots of videos out there, and a lot of them are good, and there's a lot of them that are not so good, in my opinion. Like I live out in the country, I'm not in the city, I understand that, okay? There is going to be an issue if there's a natural disaster and you're in the city, as to if there's a natural disaster and you're in the country. They're going to be completely two different scenarios, at least the way I see it. So I'm in the country. I'm not going to need to worry about hungry people banging down my door. In the city, I don't even know if that would really happen either. Normally they go after the stores, and if you're dumb enough to stay in the city, well, then that's your own call. But I would recommend get the fuck out. If you're in the city and shit happens, get out. Don't stay around. All you're doing is just making your situation worse. So that's why you should prep in the city to get out of the city. That's called bugging out. I'm in the country. I already bugged out. Now I need to worry about bugging in. That kind of a thing. So a lot of preppers, they go on and the first thing they talk about is guns. Guns and ammo. How much guns and how much ammo are you going to need? Well, my opinion is, really if you're going to need a gun at all, normally you probably won't even need a gun. I mean, I was just in a week-long power outage, by the way, just last week. 1 week, completely out of power, nothing. The food stores ran out, and I had all the guns and ammo I needed. Didn't even need it. Didn't use it. I was fucking freezing. What I really needed was a wood stove. I didn't put that in my house yet. I fucked up. I had to go to a catalytic heater. I've got a video on how to light it. This is what saved my life. This little bubby right here. Okay, that should be number one on your prep. Heat. Because without heat, you can die in 24 hours. You can have all the fucking marauders you want, all that, but I mean, fuck, if you're dead, it don't matter. This will keep you alive, by far much better than a gun will. A gun ain't gonna keep you warm, but that, for instance, will. Knowing how to light a fire could be also another option. It all depends where you are. I was inside my house, so that was a perfect option. That right there would be number one on my list. And then food and water would be second. Because without water, you're dead in 3 days. Without food, in about 30 days, give or take, that's a healthy person, you're dead. Me, I could probably use a little bit more body fat, so I might even have less than a month of no food. So that's another issue. The guns, reason I got guns, I'm just an avid shooter, but I also do hunt, so that's food. That's what I see guns for. So in my opinion, the amount of guns you're really going to need is one. Period. I don't care what gun it is. Shotgun, that's probably best for most because it's a multi-tool. But I can't tell you what gun's good for you. You need to find that out. What works for you. What you feel comfortable using. What you feel is adequate for yourself. A lot of people have different body sizes and body shapes, and different guns are going to fit differently. So I can't tell you what gun works for you. I can only tell you what works for me. And I find a rifle works fine for me, or a shotgun. I have no use for a handgun. They're prohibited here to jump through all the hoops and have papers. I mean, it's got to be locked up at all times here in Canada anyway. Even if you're at home, the handgun has to be always locked, unless you're actually at range. So in my opinion, that's just a piece of garbage. They don't even need it, because for me to fiddle around and unlock a fucking restricted firearm when I can have a non-restricted that, because I'm in a rural area, can actually be not loaded per se, but it can be sitting there with ammo on side, ready to go for predator defense reasons, and I believe also home defense. You can't shoot someone unless they've basically crossed the door of your house, like inside your house. And I don't care what you think. Oh, well, if there's no rule and law, it's not going to apply to me. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. Just because the power's out or just because there's a little disaster, there's still rule or law. There is still going to be rule and law. And you're going to have to own up to it when the time comes. So make sure you're in the right. Doesn't matter what happens, you still are accountable for your actions. Period. You need to get that in your fucking head, because a lot of people don't get that. They just they're living a fantasy is what they are. Most of these preppers on YouTube are living a fucking fantasy. They think that marauders are going to come. They think people are going to steal bulldozers and tear down their house, or come with all guns blazing. And I'm sorry, man, you watch too much TV. That shit ain't happening except for in Hollywood. Not even in war-torn zones does that shit really happen. Go take a look even on YouTube and you can see what's really going on. It's short little bouts, battles, and quite often the enemy is fighting at things he can't even see. It's just shooting at ambience. That's war for you. That's a lot of what war is. It's you can't even see the enemy. So you need to prep yourself for that kind of a scenario if that's where you're going. But in my opinion, I'm not going there. I'm getting the fuck out. Why would I go and get myself into a firefight? I don't see any reason for that. I'm going to be the one to get the fuck out. Stay away from all that shit. And keep on the outskirts of the chaos. That's real prepping in my opinion. I'm not out there to be a marauder or to take anything from anyone, so why the hell would I want to be there? So that's just how I see it. I've got I don't know, I've got lots of different preps. I'm an avid camper and whatnot. It's just part of my lifestyle. Doesn't mean I'm paranoid or that I think that everything's going to go to shit, but if it does, I want to be prepared for it. And I gotta tell you, look at the news these days. You gotta be living with your head up your ass if you think everything's hunky-dory. We got economies are about to crash. We've got civil wars breaking out left, right, center, all over the planet. America looks like they're about to go through theirs. And we're not very happy with our politicians up here in Canada either. So I can see definitely some things making an interesting turn. So yeah, I don't know. But that's why I got out of the city, because I didn't want to be there when this shit happened. So anyway, yeah, so basically what I wanted to say was the whole prepping issue is just like, you don't need a big cache of ammo. I happen to have a lot of ammo, but I'm an avid shooter, like I said. I don't think everyone needs that. I think what you need is community. You need to know your neighbors. You need to build your friends. You need to sort of get your safety net around you. That's my best suggestion. And then prepping as far as for when the power goes out. That's a good one. So make sure you've got heat, food, water, and shelter. Those are the things you need to survive. Those are your three rights, is food, water, shelter. Because without them you're dead. And you're not going to live very long without them either. So anyway, just thought I'd sort of do that. I've been trying to do this video and I kept going on and on and on about just shit, and I sort of wanted to get everything from all those little videos I did to try and make one video, and this is it. So anyway, if you guys have anything to add, feel free. If it's just stupid remarks, I'm not even going to bother anymore, because I mean, some people have good imaginations, I give them that, but a lot of you people are just fucking goofballs and you don't know what you're talking about. You think you're funny by leaving a stupid remark, but you're not. You just look dumb, and everyone who reads your remark is going to probably think the same thing. So anyway, thought I'd share. Thanks.